So I'm from Denmark, and I moved here, it'll be 10 years ago in March. And over there, the job market is very different. The health and fitness industry is very different. It's the philosophy of, eat an apple and be active, and you're skinny and you're fine. So there's not really a lot of need for personal trainers. Like, you go to Copenhagen, like, you're gonna have a hard time finding an overweight person. This is not how it is. I never owned a car over there. I rode my bike everywhere. I was making well above 6 figures. Very, very good job as a department director. But that's just not what you do. You go out to eat in small portions, it's quality over quantity. And so the whole system is just set up for you to be healthy. So the thought about personal training and all that other stuff, yes, that's great, but most people are just active. So it's not the same kind of philosophy. And that was really, really something that hit me hard when I came here to America. And I saw how many people really need help, and how the whole system is just set up for failure. But back there, when I was in my teenage years, I'd gotten a little off track in life, and I was not being very nice to myself. I became extremely overweight. I was weighing about 240 pounds, like that. And most people don't believe me when I say that. And I can't really show pictures because every picture I had, I was stabbed out my face or burned it. And so, that was before Facebook. So nobody could tag me in anything. But go back and ask my buddies, they'll tell you that that's true. But that's how it was. And all that just came from a place of me being extremely depressed. I had some circumstances in life who brought me down, and I chose to victimize myself. And I chose to just inflict pain on myself through drugs, alcohol, and food, and especially food. It was so easy just to eat pizza all day and sit at home and smoke weed, right? That's a super healthy lifestyle. But it is when you're just numbing, right? When you're just numbing pain, then that's a great way to go to, is to eat or alcohol or drugs to get lost in those things. And I got lost to a place where every morning I woke up trying to figure out how I could kill myself. I did not want to live. So when you've been to that depth of emotion, and you know how it is to crawl out of a hole like that, like, you get a different perspective on life. Because all of a sudden you have contrast. And that's really what I started experiencing, because I had to get down to a choice. So I was like, okay, do you want to live or do you want to die? Right? I feel like I have nothing to contribute. I freaking hated myself. And so stepping out of that and actually making the choice to want to live was huge for me. But I did actually make that decision. And it was interesting because I have a dad who's been an alcoholic all my life. Every male figure, role model in my life has been alcoholics, all died from alcohol. The other side, so my mom's side, it's obesity. Like, my uncle's 48, cut off both his legs, he's 400 pounds in the hospital. My aunt just had a stroke, her second one, and she's mid-40s from obesity. I don't have anybody other than my brother and I, in our entire family, extended family, that are healthy or ever graduated college. And so that's the background I came from. So I'm like, well, do I want to go the same route as my brother who died from an overdoses, my other brother who was an alcoholic, or my dad who's an alcoholic, or do I actually want to live? Because I couldn't handle that pain anymore. I couldn't handle being in that low place. And so I decided, okay, I'm gonna give life a shot. And so what I did was I reconnected my mom. My mom had it falling out for a couple of years, and I reconnected with her. And I started going to the gym, and she was working at a swimming hall. And going in there, and it sounds so cheesy every time I say it, but it's the truth. Going in and completing 3 sets of 10, right? Or going in there and completing something, like exerting some kind of exercise and actually committing to going every single day, like, built my character. It built my confidence. It helped me figure out who I was, figure out anger, something like deep personally, something that had value, because I felt like I had no value. And so that was something that really brought me back to life. And so that gave me power to move away from where I was living, my hometown, which was not very good because all my friends were dying or in jail. And so I'm like, okay, so I gotta get out of here. And so through that process of 3 months, I lost 80 pounds. It came off. Like, I was smoking cigarettes, the weed, like I told you, I had a totally different unhealthy lifestyle, and I kicked all that, and I changed. I got a job, which was a big thing for me because it was like 3 years of not working. And I got a job at a call center, and within 3 months, I was the boss of the department. And then I got headhunted at 23 to basically like a customer service department for a power company, where I had 50 people in my unit, and my first day of job was to celebrate somebody who had been there for 25 years. And so at 23, I'm going to celebrate somebody who's been there for 25 years and feeling like I should not be in that position I was in, was definitely a mindset for me, and where I found the whole like fake it till you make it kind of process, which works really well to trick your subconscious. And that was something that was uncomfortable for me. But again, all those things help build character. And what was the cool thing to look about that, fitness was the baseline for all of that. It was something I never strayed away from. And so then we had a merger, and I got another really, really good job, a very, very high paying job. I was the youngest ever in the company to have that position that I had, and it was awesome. But I found myself on Wednesdays wanting to shoot myself because it was so boring. You know, I had a lot of responsibility. I was making a lot of money, and it was fun to coach people. But Wednesday came, and I'm like, okay, it's a Friday yet? It's a Friday yet? I knew that was not for me. I could not sit there because my passion was somewhere else. And the cool thing about this company I got recruited by was that we have free education, which means that whatever you wanted to do in life, they would pay for it. So they gave me a $50,000 life coaching certification that I took. And so it was an 8-month process where we had a personal coach come out every other week to work with us and then our employees. So all my employees got one-on-one coaching, and that was life coaching. That's how the market is in Denmark. Like as a manager, you don't sit there and look at numbers. You go out and you develop people. And so going through that whole process and retreats and stuff, like I learned the skills of what coaching really is all about, and that's how I found my passion about this. Because now I had fitness, but I also had a life coaching certification. And so I started looking at those two areas and seeing like how those two things connected changed my life. And I started looking at people around me. I saw how many people were failing at their weight loss, or their goals, or their health. And a lot of it was because, you know, they went on a 30-day cleanse, right? Or a crash diet, but not something that actually catapulted them into a lifestyle change. It was something just here and now. And I'm like, that's not how you do it. I spend a lot of time like developing myself and my habits into like self-love and empowerment. And that's how the lifestyle will change, because I'm not punishing myself anymore. But the reason why people live in pain is because they choose it. That's the comfort zone. And so being able to go in and confront people with that, that's where the change happens. But anyway, so I moved to America, and I got a job here, and I freaking hate corporate America. I'm sorry. It was 10 months of hell. Like I come from 12 weeks of vacation a year, okay? Like benefits up your butt. It was amazing. And then coming here, and I had to negotiate to get 3 weeks of vacation. And I had to work 40 hours a week. I was used to 30. So it was just a huge wake-up call for me. And then I started going to 24-hour fitness and working out there, and I kind of got immersed in that environment. I really saw how emotionally unhealthy most Americans really are. And it's about habits. It's all cultivated habits in this culture that you guys live in, that I live in now too. And that sets people up for failure. And so I did that, and then I became a fitness manager pretty quick in there, and that's why I met Seth and Nicole as well. And that was something that turned me off so fast too. I could not wait to get out of there, because all of a sudden the corporate thing came back in again, where I had to, you know, do closeouts and sell and hold people accountable to numbers, and it just wasn't pure anymore. There's certain things I wasn't allowed to. I wasn't allowed to talk about too much about nutrition, right? I was supposed to give them a meal plan to follow. You're supposed to just be what I call a rep counter. You have to go out there and just stand there and like, you're doing good. 10 more, 5 more, awesome. I won't vomit over myself. And wasn't my passion. So when I made that switch over and I became the fitness manager, I'm like, no. And I started getting amazing clients. Like Brent was one of my first clients, and we're going on 8 years now. And you know, when I made that switch and came over, and actually this gym is where I started. It's mine now, but somebody else owned it before. But started working with people on that level where I had complete freedom to help people. It's very different. I also have a degree in business, a bachelor's degree in business as well. And so taking the life coaching and personal training and the business side of things has made it so since I went independent, I've never made less than 6 figures, ever, since I started as a trainer.